What's up guys, Chuck Palmer here. Having a dash camera installed in your vehicle provides an extra set of eyes in case something happens on the road. This allows you to confidently drive knowing that your journey is being recorded. In this video, I will show you how to install this GKU D1000 3-channel dash camera like a pro, and the process will be the same for almost all motor vehicles. I will also be installing a hardwire kit to activate the parking monitor feature of this dash camera. At the end of the video, I will go through the settings of this dash camera, so stick around to the end. This is some recordings on the street with this dash camera. I am really impressed with the quality here. Before I start the installation, let's go through all the items that come in this package. Here is the user manual, supplier's contact information, and 2 electrostatic stickers. This is the cabin camera. Here is the camera, which is equipped with a 3-inch display, and the front camera can record at 2.5K. On the top is the emergency lock button, micro SD card slot, which is compatible with 32 to 512 GB memory cards. This camera though comes with a free 64 GB memory card, and if you plan to use another micro SD card, ensure it's class 10 or higher. To remove the memory card, push down and it will pop right out. You can also use a trim tool to make this easier. When installing, ensure the metal contact point is turning this way. Here is the Type-C power port. The GPS mount will be connected here, and this unit can easily be detached. At the bottom of the dash camera, you will find the power button, menu button, left and right button, and OK button. This hole here is for the microphone, and this is for the reset button. To the side of the camera, you'll find the speaker. This is the rear camera cable. Also in the box is the rear camera, which will be installed inside the vehicle on the rear window. This is the GPS mount to which the camera will be attached. This is the car charger adapter, which won't be used because the hardwire kit will be used instead. I will be installing this highly recommended hardwire kit for this dash camera for a neat installation with a little wire showing. This hardwire kit also makes it possible to activate 24-hour monitoring or parking features. This kit has a low voltage protection feature which shuts down the camera when the vehicle battery drops below 11.8 volts. This will allow you to start your vehicle whenever you are ready to hit the road. This comes with 4 different fuse tabs, and one will work with your vehicle. Also in the box are wire clips which won't be used. Let's go install this camera with the hardwire kit. Before we start anything, let's check if the camera works. You may notice I'm testing the camera while it's already installed and mounted in the vehicle, but test yours before you mount your camera. I'll connect the rear camera and use the charger adapter to check it. It powered right up. Your camera might ask you to format the memory card and also set the date and time. Now it's time to decide a perfect place to mount this GKU D1000 3-channel dash camera. The perfect place is where there is a clear view of where you're trying to record, and at the same time do not obstruct your view. For me, it's right here. Once you find your spot, clean the area with alcohol wipes or rubbing alcohol with a microfiber cloth. Next, remove the film from the electrostatic sticker and stick it to the desired area, ensuring the center of the sticker is where the camera will be installed. Now, remove the protective film from the GPS mount. Firmly press the dash camera onto the electrostatic sticker as straight as possible. This camera is adjustable, so it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. It's time to run the rear camera wire to the back of the vehicle. Unplug the rear camera from the wire and plug the camera wire to the right of the GPS bracket right here. Then run the wires under the roof cover. When you get to the A-pillar, pull it loose and run the wire under the airbag. It's safe. Nothing will happen. These are sensor triggered. Now I will take my time to run the wire all the way to the back glass. If you have a regular sedan motor vehicle, Peel the film from the electrostatic sticker and install it on the glass where you want the rear camera to be installed. Next, remove the film from the rear camera and firmly press it to the electrostatic sticker as straight as possible. I recommend having the plug-in port facing this way so that the image upside won't be down. Next, connect the camera and hide the rest of the wire. But if you have a hatchback style vehicle like this, you could install the camera on the glass and leave enough slack on the wire to avoid the camera being ripped off when the tailgate is open. But what if I told you can avoid all this and take some extra steps to get a professional look like this? I'll run the wire under the roof and through a rubber tube right here. Next, I will run the wire under the trim and install the camera on the rear glass. I will start by removing this trim. It's held in place by some clips. Now I will pop out this rubber tube to be able to run the wires through it. I will lubricate these wires a bit with some oil so that it easily slides through the rubber. The plug is through. Now I will push the wire through this opening, then put the rubber tube back in place. Now I will tuck away the extra wires. Now I can clean the glass with rubbing alcohol like I did earlier. Now I will peel off the electrostatic sticker and stick it to the desired location. I will ensure that the rear camera is placed at the center of the electrostatic sticker and press it firmly to ensure that it stays in place. Ensure that the plug is facing this way. If not, the display for the rear camera might be upside down. Now I will plug in the rear camera wire and reinstall this panel. The camera can be adjusted vertically, and I need to make some adjustments to get the best view. This is the best way to install this, and only this much wire is showing. Professionally done. You can now open the liftgate without wondering if the camera will be ripped off if you're installing on one of these hatchback style motor vehicles. Now it's time for the power source. If you won't be using the Hardwire kit, you can plug in the adapter that came with the camera and run it along the roof. Try and hide as much of the wire as possible, and you may have to run some wires under some panels. If it happens that the adapter wire is not long enough to get to the 12-volt plug, you may have to cut it and add wire to extend the length. The Hardwire kit though is the professional option, and I will show you how to install it. Find the fuse stop that works with your vehicle. For a Japanese and American vehicle, it's likely to be the LP low profile mini fuse type. These come already installed in these fuse stops. Connect one tap to the red wire and the other to the yellow wire. Ensure that you cover the connection with these tubes. You may use tape on these for added protection. Locate your fuse box. For some vehicle, it will be under the steering column. For others, it will be to the side like this Nissan. You can do a Google search or check your owner's manual if you're not sure. Some fuse boxes will be covered like this one on this 2014 Toyota Highlander. Remove the cover. Now I need to find 2 fuse slots to be used for the next step. One fuse slot that provides constant 12-volt power even when the vehicle is off to be connected to the yellow wire, and another fuse slot that only provides power when you turn your key or push button to the accessory position, and that fuse slot will be connected to the red wire. Note that different Hardwire kit suppliers alternate between yellow wire and red wire for constant and accessory power, so read the user manuals that come with your Hardwire kit. For this GKU brand, follow these steps. Let's find these fuse slots. While the vehicle is off and totally off, use a test light or multimeter to find a slot with power to connect the yellow constant 12-volt wire. This slot will always have power whether or not the vehicle is on and off. Connect the wire end of the test light to a ground on the vehicle and start testing empty slots if you have some. Test both sides for power while making notes of the ones that do not have power. These will be tested later for the red accessory power wire. Use a marker to mark these fuse or slots if you have to. If you find an open slot with power, just insert the fuse stop that is connected to the yellow wire for constant 12-volt power. Note that no fuse is needed to go here if you found an empty fuse slot. It was already empty, so leave it empty. For this 2014 Toyota Highlander, there is no empty slot, so I will test 15 amp fuse or higher while make note of the fuses that do not have power while the vehicle is off. Again, you can use a marker to mark these. The ones that do not have power will be possibly red accessory fuse slots to be tested later. When you get power while the vehicle is off, you have found your fuse. I found one here. You can see that the test light has power. This has power while the vehicle is off. I will remove the fuse and insert it to the left side of the fuse tap. Now insert the fuse tap that is connected to the yellow wire. Remember, the yellow wire for this kit is the constant 12 volt wire. Now for the red accessory fuse tap. Turn the key to the accessory position, which will be the first turn for a key start vehicle. And for button start vehicles, press the start button once while your foot is off the brake so the vehicle doesn't start. If you have empty fuse slots that you checked earlier that did not have power when the vehicle was off, check them now to see if they now have power. Just insert the fuse tap that is connected to the red wire in the empty slot without adding a fuse. Remember, no fuse was here, so do not add any fuse here. For this 2014 Toyota Highlander, I now have to check the fuses for this vehicle that I made note of earlier that did not have power when the vehicle was off. Now I get power here while the vehicle is on. This fuse did not have power while the vehicle was off. I will remove the fuse and insert it in the fuse tap. Now I will insert the fuse tap that is connected to the red accessory wire slot. Here I'm connecting the fuse slot to the red accessory wire again, just to ensure that it is the red wire. So the red and yellow wires are now connected. Now it's time to find a ground source which is connected to the frame of the car. Here is a good ground source for me. You can use a multimeter to test for continuity to see if it's a good ground. Connect one end here and the other end to the exposed point that you know has contact with the frame of the vehicle. This multimeter is set to test continuity in the beep mode. A strong beep indicates a good ground. If you don't have a multimeter, use the test light. If it lights up solid, you have a good ground. But the best test is to use a multimeter. I'll loosen the nut and secure the ground wire here. If you can't find a nut close enough like I did, you may have to get extra wire and run it where you can find a good nut to ground the wire. That's it for the wire connection. Now it's time to secure with tie strap, then run the wire to the camera. You might have to remove trims and panels to do so. It will be different for different vehicles and you may only need to remove a side panel or one like this here. For this 2014 Toyota Highlander, now I will run the wire through this hole and push this panel back in place. I will now tuck the wire under this rubber. I will loosen this panel covering the airbag and tuck the wire under the airbag so it's out of the way in the event the airbag is deployed. I will plug in the hardwire kit in the camera and work backwards. Now I'll run the wire under the roof along the windshield. Now I can reinstall this cover. That's it for the installation of the hardwire kit and the rear camera. This will provide parking monitor and 24-hour surveillance. I recommend installing the app by scanning the barcode. Go to the camera setting and select the Wi-Fi band that is compatible with your phone. For me, I have a 5G phone. Also ensure that the Wi-Fi is turned on. You can install the app by scanning this QR code with the camera on your phone or search GKU Go in your Play or App Store. Install the app. Turn off your cellular data and Bluetooth. Then go to Wi-Fi and select GKU D1000. You may have to enter password 12345678. After Wi-Fi connection is stable, open the GKU app. From here you have live view and access to most settings. From here you can mute the mic, switch camera view and rotate the screen. Down here you can access recorded videos, turn on and off videos, take pictures, and go to the settings. In settings, you can turn on and off microphone, boot up tone, power on tone, and key voice command. Here you can select your resolution and you can select 4K for best quality. You can also set up loop recording at 1, 3, or 5 minutes, which will determine the length of each video, and delete older video files when the memory is to capacity. You can set anti-flicker to 50 Hz if you live in North America or 60 Hz if you live in Europe. You can turn on and off the timestamp, GPS coordinates, and speed watermark. You can set your speed to miles per hour or kilometers per hour. You can select your time zone. Here you can turn on and off 24-hour time or leave it on 12-hour time. Here you can turn on and off daytime saving. Here you can turn on and off the internal camera. Here you can set the collision sensor to off, high, medium, low, lower, or lowest. You can set your automatic screen time to off, 1, 3, or 5 minutes. When it's on off, the screen will stay on. Here you can select your preferred language, and here you can set your screen brightness to low, medium, or high. You can change the Wi-Fi name and reset your password here. Here is the firmware version, and you can format the memory card here. Finally, here you can reset the settings to factory settings, the way this came in the box. Of course, you can change these settings in the camera itself, and the camera has some more settings that you won't see here. Just play around with it. It's a lot of settings. That's pretty much it for this video, and let's look at some more video recordings. Thanks for watching this video, guys, and before you go, please like this video as well as subscribe to my channel. Track Palmer out. See you on the next one, guys.